Good afternoon, Mutual CFL time, 2:38. I'm Wanda Wells, and with me in part to spend our Monday afternoon comedy break, the comedy group, Just Kidding. Now, is everybody here, all intact? Yeah. Oh, if you only knew. Yeah, you're all together now.
Sunshine, and we're going to try to bring a little happiness into everybody's life today.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Well, so do I.
What are we going to do first? What are you going to do first?
Oh, you're deserting us, huh?
After last week, yes. Mm-hmm.
We have professional comedy, Wanda, and here we go with a little advertisement.
At last, a film that rips the cover off the seamy underside of America's most glamorous playgrounds and shows you just what the dollars of the rich can buy. See the story of the highest paid private comedian in Beverly Hills and the bored women he's paid to make laugh. He's the American Giggler.
So I said to my wife, if they Cartier all the sex you enjoy so much, Gucci gonna do?
Oh, Randy, you're so cleverly vulgar. Do it to me again.
See how the rich get their kicks and give them.
Hey, lady, you think I'm doing these jokes for my health? Now, how do you think I pay for these expensive designer jackets? I get paid, hun, or I take a walk.
You think you can talk to me like some cheap nightclub owner?
Why not? At least they throw in some entertainment in the bargain, which is more than some can say.
Find out the deepest, darkest secrets about the sleazy people you'd never care to know. Presented with all the passion and lurid human detail you've come to expect from the National Enquirer. The story of people grasping for any chance for enjoyment and willing to pay for it.
Oh, please, the one about the gorilla and the three nuns. Hit me with it again.
Sure you can take it, hun?
Are you sure you can? Come prepared for the laugh of your life as you see upper crust America stripped to the naked truth in American Giggler. You'll laugh till it hurts.
Mutual CFL time, 20 minutes now before 3 o'clock. That was what?
That was an advertisement. You hear those all around, you know. I mean, we had a break. I'm sorry, you know. It's something we had to do.
All right, then 21 minutes now before the hour of 3 o'clock. Seen the red, white, and blue sign of RE/MAX? That's RE/MAX Realtors.
This is Cliff Johnson.
On fun in Florida, go to Jack Feldman Travel Service Incorporated, 222 West Adams Street, right here in Chicago. Fleetwood Travel Service. 18 minutes now before 3 o'clock here at Lifestyle Radio. We're taking a comedy break this Monday afternoon with Just Kidding.
I often think about Judy now. I have lots of time to think, to remember. So I do. About that sunny, golden, flowing mane of hair that flowed like the wheat field she came from and curled in ecstasy around her lovely head. I can still see her warm smile that could reach out and hypnotize you and wrap itself around your heart like a friendly embrace. And I remember the warm summer nights we used to stroll along the beach arm in arm, feeling the cool breeze just flow over us and make us feel like we were floating somewhere out in the middle of the ocean or out in space. And then we'd drop into that quiet, special little place where the lights were low, and we'd slip into a quiet little booth in the back and sip cocktails to warm us inside as we stared into each other's eyes, telling stories without words. And every now and then a friend would drop by and say hello, but not many. We didn't have many friends, and we didn't need them. We had each other, and that was all we needed. That's all over now. She's gone. But yes, oh yes, I still remember. How could I forget?
Oh, yeah, I remember that nerd Stanley. Oh, what a jerk. Lived in some kind of a dream world. Always trying to make everything into an old movie scene. Man, he was so far out of reality, it was unreal. You know, like he was always snowing me with compliments about how I look and everything. You'd think I was a goddess or something. It actually got embarrassing sometimes, you know? And then we take these stupid long walks along the beach, not going anywhere, just walking around shivering and getting lost in the fog. Then we'd always end up hitting this dingy old bar near the lakefront where we could hide in the back in the dark and no one see how wet and stupid we looked. Not that anyone ever did see us in there. I mean, there was never anyone in the place. It was real dead, you know what I mean? We didn't know anybody anyway, like a couple of hermits. And the worst part about it was we just sit there and stare at each other like we didn't know what to say. Well, I couldn't stand it anymore. So one night I just slipped out with his best friend Brad while he was off buying drinks. Yeah, I remember that jerk old Stanley. How could you forget a pathetic little nothing like him?
That's our tribute to Valentine's Day.
Oh, no.
It happens sometimes, Wanda, where both parties aren't in mutual agreement with each other.
Yes, we just set Valentine's Day back 50 years.
I would agree with you on that one. 100%.
Who could forget the classic we do every week, continuing classic of the Young and Confused? So we're going to start it right now with another episode of The Young and Confused.
As you may remember from last week's show, nothing much happened because we ran out of time. The actress playing Mrs. Throckmorton missed her cue. She was tried after the show and shot. We now join Sid and Annie as they prepare to celebrate a special day.
Honey, here I am.
Oh, at last, dearest. I've been waiting for you all day, keeping the dinner warm and the wine chilled. After all, we don't want to miss the celebration of our special day.
No, we certainly don't. Just think, 3 years together, 3 glorious years, wonderful years, the best of my life.
Yes, if only we were so happy in our marriages.
Let's leave our personal lives out of this. Tonight is for us. I brought you a present.
Oh, Sid, a baby grand. You shouldn't have.
You're telling me my back is killing me. I hope you like it.
Well, actually, I already have one, but they're always nice to get. It's the thought, darling.
Yes, and did you, think of me, my sweet?
Yes, of course I did. I prepared this lovely dinner, and I left my whole evening free so I could be with you.
How thoughtful. Come on, Annie. I know you too well. You're hiding something. What is it?
Well, Sid, I'm sorry, but I'm going back to my husband.
What? But you can't. This is soap opera.
I'm afraid I must, ungainliest. He needs me.
No more than I, lustiest. You're everything to me, and then some. Besides, you still owe me from the last week's canasta tournament.
Oh, I don't want to, pushiest, but I have to. You see, my husband Don is ill.
Well, I've always known that, easiest, and so have you. But how does that change things now?
You don't understand, Sid. He's dying.
Ha! So what's more important, dying or love? What can he offer you besides widowhood?
Property, stocks, insurance is a...
I see. So that's how it is. Well, I guess I'll just have to pack up my baby grand and go play some sad songs somewhere else.
Oh, what a marvelous album title that'd be. Oh, but never mind that. Can't we just leave things as they are? Especially the baby grand.
Why not? Here. You've got everything else. You might as well have this, too.
Now, don't be this way, Sid. I love you, I do. But I can't leave my husband now. Not when he needs me. And I need what he's got.
What's that? Tell me what you want, and it's yours. Anything.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, Sid, you're so impetuous. No one's ever hanged me upside down by my ankles before.
Enough. I won't hear any more. You're mine, do you hear? I'll never let you go, not even if your husband walked through that door this very minute.
Honey, I'm home.
Promises, promises. Oh!
Honey, is that you?
Yes, over here, dear. Just follow the sound of my voice.
Follow the sound? You mean he couldn't see us? He can't see?
No, not very well. Doc says I haven't got much time left now.
More power to him.
What?
I said I'll have to go see him to find out more about how you are.
Why don't you just ask me? I'm right here.
I can see how you are. That's why I need a second opinion.
What do you mean by that? And who are you?
Why don't I make us a drink?
You need more than that to bail this old fool out. I've been doing it for years. Or are you so far gone, Don, that you don't recognize your own business partner, Sid?
How did you do that? And what does this mean? Sid, my best business partner, and Annie, my best wife, together?
What have you been watching for the past 8 months, you old fool? Don't you know what's going on right here under your own nose?
No more than she does, or hasn't she noticed those blonde hairs on your jacket?
What? How did you see...
Well, I can smell him, and that perfume on his coat. It's not yours.
I'll just bet I'm not wearing any perfume, oh master of the senses. And what else have you been stretching the truth about? Just how sick are you?
Well, I felt a bad cold coming on this morning.
Oh, Don, how could you? And after I promised you. All because I thought you were dying.
Exactly. You wouldn't have made those promises if you didn't think I was. It doesn't matter now because I've got those promises on tape. You're not leaving me for anyone.
Blackmailed by my own husband. I never thought I'd see the day.
Ha! Just because I'm supposed to be blind doesn't mean I can't see. I couldn't let you leave. Well, how would it look for me, the president of Trash Enterprises? No, it's better this way for all of us. You, me, and Betty.
Betty? Who's Betty?
Our daughter.
Angie, you never told me.
You never asked.
Somebody should have told somebody, especially Betty. That was her cue 4 lines ago.
What? Oh, was that me? Oh, wait.
You missed it. You know what that means. Remember last week?
You killed her.
Anybody else here doesn't know their lines?
No, not me. I know where I am. I know exactly where I am.
And so we close another episode on that cheerful note. Besides, we have to save some actors for next week. Hopefully they'll have their lines memorized by then, and we'll be able to get back to the story in another episode of The Young and Confused.
Coming up, more comedy break with Just Kidding.
Runway clear.
Mutual CFL.
10 minutes now before 3 o'clock here at Lifestyle Radio. I'm Wanda Wells. The program is called Midday.
Comedy break.
And this is our comedy break on a Monday afternoon, and sharing the spotlight. Spotlight, she said? The spotlight with me.
All life's a stage.
The comedy group Just Kidding.
Yes, we're going through a stage right now.
Well, you know, we've been doing some Valentine's skits here on the show because when is Valentine's Day?
It's Thursday.
Oh, it is Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good.
It's nice to know that, right?
Yes, not everything can be funny in life, Wanda, as you know. That's why this next skit just about proves everything. It's a paid political announcement.
A paid political announcement by Citizens for Milkman. What America needs now is a strong leader.
I can lift twice my own weight.
A man who knows the issues.
We shall put a man on the moon before this decade is over.
A man who knows how the Congress works.
I know how the Congress works.
Wilbur Milkman is that person.
I believe in the United States of America, and it can work, and I plan to make it work. I will get this country moving again by replacing all the stoplights in this country with yield signs.
Vote for Wilbur Milkman for president. One candidate who's never compromised on foreign policy.
If we have to send the Marines over there, if we have to go to war with that country, we will get Paul McCartney out of Japan if it takes everything we got.
Vote for Wilbur Milkman, a president who doesn't wear glasses.
Remind me if ever I run for something, not to let...
I'm sorry.
you were just winding up?
You know,
you were just getting involved, all wrapped up, ready to go, right?
Right.
There's
Wanda,
more?
I was just handed this from the Just Kidding newsroom. Only a few moments ago, a bank robbery occurred at the 2nd Federal Branch downtown. All the details are not in yet, but we do know there was a shooting inside the bank with several injuries reported. An estimated $90,000 was taken, and the suspects were not apprehended as of yet. We do have a live minicam report with Chris Kebdai on the scene. Chris, can you hear me out there?
Yes, thank you, Pat. I'm standing in front of the 2nd Federal Bank where just a few moments ago a robbery occurred. All the facts are sketchy at the moment, but we do know that there was a shooting with a few injuries. Over $90,000 in cash was taken from the bank, and the suspects were not apprehended. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you, Chris. It was Chris Kebdai on the scene where just a few moments ago a 2nd Federal Bank was robbed of over $90,000. Everything is not clear yet, but we do know there are several injuries as a result of the shooting inside the bank. Oh, wait. We're going back to Chris at the scene. She's standing with Lieutenant Ryan, I understand, of Chicago Police Department. Chris?
Pat, I'm standing here with Lieutenant Ryan of the Chicago Police Department. Lieutenant, what exactly happened?
Well, as you know, there was a robbery here at the 2nd Federal just a short while ago. There were several injuries as a result of a shooting. A little over $90,000 was taken. The suspects are still at large.
Chris, I was wondering if I could ask you, Lieutenant, a question.
Go right ahead, Pat.
What? Lieutenant, I don't know if they can hear me now. Lieutenant, have the robbery suspects been apprehended yet?
What, Pat? What was that? We didn't hear you.
I said, have the robbery suspects been apprehended yet?
Well, I couldn't exactly hear what he said, Lieutenant, but I think he asked if the robbery suspects have been apprehended yet.
No, they're still at large.
Oh.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you, Ryan. That was Chris Kebdai at the 2nd Federal Branch downtown where robbery had just occurred. Everything is not clear at the moment, but we do know there was a shooting, $90,000 was taken, and the robbers got away. And now back to our regularly scheduled program already in progress.
Mutual CFL time, 2:54. Come on.
Well, that's not it for our news department because.
Oh my goodness, you're kidding. There's more?
News, yes.
I didn't think the taxi driver music was on that tape. It's not supposed to.
Well, Wanda, we're going to go on with the next.
The next gift. Just kidding.
This week, Just Kidding's investigative focus unit zeroes in on an unlawful advertising technique thought to be long gone.
Subliminal advertising. Used between television shows in the early 50s, subliminal messages unknown to the viewer would be flashed on the screen with split-second timing. The product that was advertised would then ring a bell in the conscience of the consumer when hearing about it or seeing it. Banned in the late 50s for being an unlawful practice, it popped up again several years later when large department stores started using subliminal anti-shoplifting messages in their atmospheric music. This was legalized and is used today. Let me give you an example of a subliminal message mixed in with this music. I won't tell you what the message is until I give you a quiz question after it's all over. Ready now? Listen closely. Now, I'm going to tell you a widely known American bar joke, as told you by Professor Cronkite of the University of Technology.
Okay, this penguin walks into a bar, orders a martini. Bartender doesn't ask any questions, gives him a martini. A moose walks into the same bar 5 minutes later, orders a martini. Bartender doesn't ask any questions, gives him a martini. Construction worker walks into the same bar, asks the bartender for a martini. Bartender turns around and asks him, "What? No geese?"
Confused? Well, let's go back and slow down that subliminal message to see what was really hidden in that music. You wouldn't understand the bar joke. You won't understand the bar joke. You won't understand the bar joke. See how easy it works? Just Kidding's investigative focus unit got a tip that subliminal advertising was being used unlawfully on a New Hampshire radio station. Continue next week. Just Kidding's focus unit probes into this farther.
Thank you very much for spending our Monday afternoon comedy break with me here on Lifestyle Radio.
It was our pleasure, and we hope it was your pleasure, too.
Just kidding. I'll be back next Monday.